How to learn English. Alex had an extraordinary ability to comprehend English. He devoured podcasts, watched countless movies, and read intricate novels, understanding every nuance, every idiom. His mind was a vast library of vocabulary and grammar rules, perfectly filed away. Yet a strange barrier emerged whenever he tried to articulate a single sentence himself. A silent, frustrating wall. This phenomenon wasn't uncommon. He could listen to complex debates, follow rapid-fire conversations, and grasp sophisticated jokes with ease. But when it was his turn, his tongue felt heavy, his thoughts scattered. The words, so readily available in his mind, refused to cross the threshold of his lips, leaving him feeling inadequate. "I understand English perfectly," he would often lament to himself, pacing his small apartment. "Why then can't I speak well? It's like my brain has all the data, but the output device is faulty." This internal struggle was a constant companion, a nagging whisper of self-doubt. He pondered the paradoxical situation. Was it fear of making mistakes? A deep-seated perfectionism? Or perhaps, as some suggested, the brain was simply wired differently for receptive versus productive language skills. The answers remained elusive, compounding his quiet frustration day by day. Sometimes a dark thought would creep in. Why you should not learn English actively? Perhaps just understanding is enough for my life. This fleeting moment of resignation was dangerous, threatening to trap him in perpetual silence despite his vast comprehension. A bitter irony. This discouraging notion, however, never truly took root. Deep down, Alex yearned for more. He wanted to connect, to share his thoughts, to truly participate in the global conversation he so effortlessly consumed. The desire for fluent expression burned within him fiercely. The turning point arrived subtly. An exciting international project was announced at his workplace, requiring direct communication with foreign partners. This wasn't just about reading reports. It demanded active participation, compelling presentations, and fluid, spontaneous discussion sessions. Panic set in, then resolve. "This is it," he declared to his reflection. "No more hiding behind my understanding. I must learn how to speak with people, effectively and confidently." The daunting task suddenly felt like an urgent, exhilarating mission. He began by reevaluating his approach. For years his learning had been passive. Listen English, read English, absorb English. Now he needed a dramatic shift towards active production, to bridge the immense gap between his receptive and productive skills, starting today. His first step was embracing the power of English talking practice. He realized that simply knowing grammar rules wasn't enough. The muscles of his mouth and tongue needed training. His brain needed to form connections between thought and spoken word. He started with himself. Standing in front of a mirror, he would describe his day, narrate mundane actions, or even debate fictional characters. The initial awkwardness was immense, his voice shaky, but he persisted, one small, hesitant sentence at a time, every morning. He also decided to learn English through stories. Not just reading them, but retelling them aloud in his own words. This practice forced him to retrieve vocabulary, construct sentences, and maintain a narrative flow, building confidence sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. He specifically chose stories with engaging plots and clear language, from classic literature to modern short tales. This method made the practice enjoyable, transforming a daunting task into an entertaining daily ritual that he genuinely looked forward to, day after day. Listening continued to be crucial. He paid closer attention to how other people talk in English, focusing not just on what they said but how they said it. Intonation, pauses, rhythm, these subtle elements became his new, fascinating area of study. He mimicked native speakers, repeating phrases and sentences exactly as he heard them, attempting to match their pronunciation and cadence. This shadowing technique felt silly at first, but soon, he noticed his own speech becoming smoother, more natural and fluid over time. Alex sought out opportunities for real-world English talking practice. He joined an online language exchange group cautiously at first. His initial conversations were halting, filled with long pauses and many ums, but he refused to let the discomfort deter him anymore. He found a friendly partner, Maria, who was learning his native language. Their arrangement created a safe space where mistakes were tolerated and even encouraged. This mutual learning environment proved invaluable for both of them, fostering growth and confidence. His new mantra became, "Talk in English just one page per day." This tangible, achievable goal broke down the overwhelming task into manageable chunks. He would read a page of a book, and then try to summarize or discuss its content aloud. Sometimes, one page meant writing a short journal entry about his feelings in English, then reading it aloud. Other times, it involved preparing a short monologue on a topic of interest. The consistency was more important than the specific activity itself. He began to observe how other people talk in English, not just passively but analytically. He watched interviews, noticing how speakers paused for effect, used fillers or rephrased ideas. He learned that perfection was not the goal, but effective communication was. He learned about common conversational connectors and phrases, those small words that make speech flow naturally. So anyway. These were not just filler words but vital bridges between thoughts, connecting sentences smoothly for better communication. To overcome the fear of speaking with strangers, he started small, ordering coffee in English, asking for directions, or making simple inquiries in shops. Each brief interaction was a small victory, chipping away at his long-held apprehension and building courage. He realized that many people, even native speakers, aren't perfectly articulate all the time. They hesitate, they correct themselves, they use simpler words. This revelation was liberating, reducing the immense pressure he had unconsciously placed upon himself for years. His goal shifted from speaking perfectly to communicating effectively. This subtle but profound change in mindset unlocked his potential. He understood that fluency wasn't about flawless grammar, but about conveying meaning clearly, even with occasional imperfections. One evening, he joined a local meetup group focused on international culture. The thought of engaging in casual English talking practice with new faces was terrifying, yet exhilarating. He knew this was an essential step towards true fluency. He took a deep breath, reminded himself of his daily one-page commitment, and stepped inside. The room was buzzing with conversations in various accents, a vibrant symphony of human connection. He felt a familiar knot of anxiety tightening in his stomach. He spotted a small group discussing travel. Gathering his courage, he approached them. "Excuse me," he began, his voice surprisingly steady. "I couldn't help but overhear. Are you talking about your recent adventures abroad?" He immediately felt a surge of pride. The group welcomed him warmly. He found himself engaging in a conversation about backpacking across Southeast Asia, a topic he was genuinely passionate about. The words flowed more easily than ever before, surprising even himself with his newfound spontaneity. He wasn't perfect, occasionally searching for the right word or fumbling a grammatical structure. But instead of freezing, he simply rephrased or asked for help, and the others understood. The fear of mistakes had significantly diminished, almost vanished entirely. He actively listened to their responses, picking up on nuances, and formulating his own replies in real time. This dynamic interplay felt completely different from his previous passive listening habits. This was genuine communication, vibrant and alive. That night, Alex realized the true power of consistent English talking practice. It wasn't just about accumulating vocabulary. It was about building confidence, developing muscle memory for speech, and overcoming psychological barriers that had long held him back. His commitment to talk in English just 1 page per day had transformed him, from silent understanding to hesitant speaking, and now to genuine conversational engagement. His journey was a testament to the power of small, consistent steps over time. The international project at work arrived. Alex, no longer paralyzed by fear, confidently presented his ideas, debated points, and contributed meaningfully to discussions. His colleagues, who had seen his quiet demeanor, were impressed by his transformation. He actively sought out opportunities to how to talk with anyone, not just in professional settings but socially too. He initiated conversations, joined debates, and even offered help to tourists, embracing every chance to practice his blossoming linguistic skills. His method of learning English through stories evolved. Now he didn't just retell them. He used them as springboards for conversations, discussing characters' motivations or alternative endings with anyone willing to listen and engage with him. He also continued to consciously listen English but with a new purpose. No longer just for comprehension, but for acquisition of new phrases, conversational patterns, and observing how other people talk in English in diverse real-life situations. He understood that listening was the bedrock of good speaking. By truly hearing how others articulated thoughts, he could refine his own expressions, making them more natural, more idiomatic, and more aligned with native speaker patterns, continuously improving. Alex discovered that the desire to speak well wasn't about showing off, but about true connection. The ability to express himself allowed him to forge deeper relationships, understand diverse perspectives, and open up a whole new world of opportunities. He often reflected on his initial struggles. The thought, "Why you should not learn English now," seemed absurd. Every hesitant word, every challenging conversation, had been a crucial step on his journey to confident, fluid communication, worth every effort. His journey was a powerful reminder that understanding is merely the first, foundational step in language learning. The real magic happens when you push yourself to produce, to engage, and to bravely step into the realm of active speaking every day. He encouraged others facing similar challenges. Start small, he would advise. Find a topic you love, listen English actively, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. English talking practice is your best friend, even if it's just with yourself initially. Don't aim for perfection, he'd emphasize. Aim for communication. Focus on how to speak with people in a way that conveys your message clearly. Fluency isn't about absence of error. It's about continuity of expression, moving forward always. He demonstrated that learning English through stories isn't just for vocabulary, but for conversational flow. Retelling narratives helps build the structure of spoken sentences, making your thoughts organized and easier to articulate during real-time interactions effectively. He also highlighted the importance of observing how other people talk in English. Pay attention to their rhythm, he'd say, their intonation, their natural pauses. It's not just about words. It's about the music of the language, which is crucial. His daily commitment, talk in English just 1 page per day, became a mantra for many. It underscored the power of consistency, proving that even small, regular efforts accumulate into significant progress over time, transforming aspirations into tangible realities. Alex's transformation wasn't overnight. It was the result of disciplined effort, continuous self-correction, and an unwavering belief in his own potential to break free from the chains of silent understanding. His journey inspired many around him. He understood that true fluency meant the ability to how to talk with anyone, regardless of their background or accent. It was about adaptability, confidence, and the courage to engage in spontaneous, unscripted conversations without fear or hesitation. His journey became a story of transformation, from a quiet observer to a confident communicator. He proved that the gap between understanding and speaking is bridgeable, not with a sudden leap, but with consistent, deliberate steps forward every single day. The once daunting task of speaking English now felt like a natural extension of himself. The words once trapped flowed freely, allowing him to connect, express, and thrive in any English-speaking environment he encountered, embracing new challenges. He continued to listen English actively, not just for pleasure, but for continuous improvement. The world was his classroom, and every conversation an opportunity to refine his skills. Always learning, always growing, never stopping his linguistic journey. His story became a beacon for others. Alex showed that with dedication, courage, and the right strategies, anyone can overcome the challenge of speaking well, even if they start from a place of strong understanding but weak articulation. His advice was simple yet profound. Embrace the process, celebrate small victories, and never stop talking. The journey from silent comprehension to confident articulation is a personal one, but it is undeniably achievable with perseverance. He now helped organize community English talking practice sessions, sharing his insights and encouraging participants to step out of their comfort zones. His own experience was the most compelling evidence of the method's effectiveness and power. Alex was no longer just a listener. He was a speaker, a communicator, and an inspiration. His voice, once hesitant, now resonated with confidence, a testament to the power of consistent effort and an unwavering belief in one's ability to grow. His life had transformed. The world became bigger, opportunities multiplied, and connections deepened, all because he dared to cross the threshold from understanding to speaking. His journey was truly a powerful lesson in linguistic empowerment and perseverance.